What is on top of the deck? What is on top of the deck? Oh, it's Lightning Helix! Oh my god! Oh my god!
Welcome to Hunt the Week.
Hello everyone and welcome into the show. Welcome on in, each and every one of you learn lessons out there. Where are my pests at? Who's out there being a little pest? I am going to learn you a lesson or two. I'm going to put you in my sideboard and I'm going to grab at you when I need you. And if I don't need you, I'm going to go discard another card instead because I'm going to leave you there in the sideboard. You don't even make the deck, man. You know that? You don't even make the deck. You're a sideboard card. But you're there when I need you, and I really appreciate that. I really, really do. Hello, everyone, and welcome into Hunt the Week. This is your weekly Magic the Gathering podcast about the Sealed Arena Gauntlet League that we know, love, and play in. This is Pioneer Masters Week 5. Holy cow, we are getting there, aren't we? Getting near the end. Starting to see who's got it, who does not. And I'm your host with the most. Your John DeMarco, your Goku or Go Home, the pride of Mardu. I am a 4-time top 8er, a 2-time league winner, and one time, I got knocked out of Pioneer Masters in Week 5. After going 4-1 in Week 4, I went 1-3, knocked out, boom, done, Week 4. No Pioneer Masters for Goku, no more. I was liking my deck, I was liking my matches, but it did not feel like I talk about it a lot in my interview with Kevin, but I didn't min-max Pioneer Master Packs, and I do feel like that was my downfall. But we got a lot to talk about. Let's go ahead. Let's open the gates.
Open the gates!
That's right. As I record, it is 4:57, about 5 p.m. on Thursday before rollover, and this is your Pioneer Masters Top 8. Sawyer T, Soy Boy, 18-7. Richard K, Preacher, 18-7. Thomas C, Jamboree, 17-6. Evan C, Peas of Crab, 17-8. Michael B, Monkey Mage, 17-8. Ryan M, Rern, 16-7. Vasco M, Mo Tatum, 16-7. And DeWitt K, Seething Octopus, 16-8. I've said these names so many times. These guys are all such great players, such amazing players. And if you drop down even more, the list goes on. Evan L. Evan, Jordan M.J. Mtron, Daniel G. Frisky Hobbit, Kevin I. Knee, Christopher G. Oompaluna, Tony G. Why Not, Chris York on games. What a slew of great players we've got up here in the top 8. Any 5-0s this week? We got a 4-1. We got a 3-0. Jamboree could 5-0, but it looks like they're underplaying. Again, it's Thursday at 5. Maybe they'll get matches in tonight. We got no 5-0s. No 5-0s this week. But hey, not everybody can do it. It doesn't happen every week. It doesn't happen all the time. But yeah, Pioneer Masters. I got knocked out. This week I'm seeing a lot of Dimir. I was playing Dimir. I was seeing a lot of Dimir decks. A lot of blue-black. Wasn't great for my deck. My deck is good against the decks that go long because I got a lot of discard. But my deck also isn't great because if I don't hit the right stuff or if I don't hit my discard, again, talk about it with Kevin. I never opened a Treasure Cruise. I can't. It's hard for me. I got to work real hard. I got Omnixiluses, okay, and I'm making 1/1 tokens. I kill those tokens with Omnixilus to draw cards. I'm Tamiyo's Epiphany to scry 4 and draw 2. Maybe as good as a Cruise, right? Maybe. Scry helps, but not being able to draw 3 cards for 1 mana just really hurt. Not being able to outvalue the value piles once all the Gates decks went away. They haven't really seen any Gates decks since Week 2, really. Maybe a few in Week 4, but for the most part, the 4 or 5 color decks are gone. People are stripped down. People have their decks. I mean, there's some splashes going on. There's always going to be some splashes going on. But we're winding it down. We're getting ready to wrap up Pioneer Masters. It's been a fun one. It's been a great one. I don't know that it's my favorite, but I also don't think it was bad. This wasn't a bad league. I like the restrictions. I wish we had one every week. instead of just doing it 3 and 6. I didn't mind it at all on 3 and 6, but I wish we just had, more consistency, more of that. And I just feel like I picked the wrong packs. This one's on me, and I don't like that. I don't like that. I feel like I made the wrong choices on the packs that I took. Again, I get really into it in my interview with Kevin. Um, and Kevin was such a nice guy. He was a great guy to talk to. I love having Kevin Icony 1993 on the show. So let's go ahead and let's awaken some things inside of ourselves.
This better not awaken anything in me.
That's right. We're getting right to it. I keep talking about the interview with Kevin, so we might as well listen to the interview with Kevin. Kevin Icony, 1993. He's been in the league a long time, about 2 years. This is his first week 6. Kevin is, he's a big name in the server. He's always around. He's always chatting. Good for advice. Always doing practice matches, side events. Like Kevin's in there. Kevin's a part of the community in the best way. And I'm so happy to see him doing well, even if it meant losing to him this week, which I did. And his deck was great, and he played great, and it's awesome. Super happy for Kevin to see him doing well, to see him playing well, and to get him on the show and talk to him about it. So go ahead and listen to my interview with Kevin now. All right, everyone, join me this week as we awaken some things in ourselves with none other than Kevin Icony, 1993. Welcome to the show, Kevin.
Thanks, John. Thank you for having me again.
Hey, happy to have you. You beat me this week, and I thought, wow, I got to get this guy. That's what I've been doing. I've been getting people on the show that beat me. Jeremy came on last week. He beat me. You're coming on this week. You beat me. All these great players are beating me, and they're coming on the show, Kevin. And now you're joining those ranks of great players that have beaten me and then come on the show.
So it's an honor to be here then.
Hey, I'm happy to have you, and I'm happy to see that you are doing so well this league. You're I haven't checked. Are you still in top 8 right now?
No, I think I'm 10th, 11th.
10th, 11th. That's the thing. You play all your games, you look real good, and then
Yeah,
as
you look good
the
up
week
there.
goes on, and you're like, wait, these other people got games to play? Who are these people passing me? Like, when did that happen?
Yep.
But you're having, your best league to date, and you've been in tons of. What was your first league? You've been in a ton of them.
DMU. DMU was my first.
Wow, DMU. So that's
That's a while ago.
2 years, maybe 2-ish years, something like that.
Yeah, yeah.
And now you are fighting for your spot, trying to get your name on the placard. You're doing great. You're beating Goku or go home. I wanted to get you on the show and talk to you about it and celebrate you a little bit for doing as well as you're doing. What better time to do it than now as we get into week 6 of Pioneer Masters League? First thing I want to know, you're doing great. You're doing amazing. What's working? What is it about this league that's, your league? What is it? What's going on?
I'm not sure. It might be just my busted pool I started with. It's brought me here. I've kept the same colors the whole time.
Yeah, that helps.
Seems to be working.
Because that's always one of my problems is when I don't find the deck, right? Like I'm looking for the deck. I start green white and then I'm blue red, and maybe we throw some black in there after this next loss. I don't know, and you're constantly trying to find that winning deck. You got a good pool. You've been playing the same colors this whole time, and it's working out.
Normally I do the same, I'll start with something, change it. But what I've been in the whole time seems to be working. So I haven't really wanted to deviate away from what's strong. So
if it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's what I always see Cody doing this on the side server. He'll be like, yeah, I went 4-1 this week. I think I'm switching to this. And I'm like, you went 4-1. Why are you changing your deck? Like, if you're doing well and you're winning, you don't need to always look at it and change things. Like, just assume it's going to work out until you start losing,
Yeah.
And you went, what, 4-1 this week?
4-1 this week, 4-1 last week.
Oh, that's good.
I think I started 3-2, and then 2-3.
Okay.
On the devotion week. My two colors wasn't the strongest. I was in Is It, but maybe I should have been in Demir.
We're coming back up on another devotion week, Kevin.
Yeah.
Do
Yeah,
you?
I'm worried. I'm worried.
Yeah, but say, do you feel any better now? I mean, I know I played you. It looks like you had a really strong blue black deck. I know you had some red in there.
Yeah,
But do you feel better in your week 6 versus your week 3 deck?
I don't think so. I
No.
mean, I really liked three color deck that I have going on. The
Hmm.
two colors, I'm worried isn't gonna have all my key pieces. We're gonna see. I'm probably gonna play Demir, but
But you got to imagine everybody's feeling that same way. Everyone's playing
everyone's playing
three,
Demir
four,
right
five. Yeah, or there's I have noticed that too. A lot of Demir, a lot of blue black out there right now.
now. It is.
And I wonder what that is. Like, is it just like the blue black value stuff is so good? Like we were talking about this before we started, but you got Treasure Cruise, you got the 3/2 for 5 or for 3 blue black. They can rebuy a creature or a spell.
Yeah.
Um, Lots of good value in blue black, lots of good removal. Nixlis's cruelty like kills basically everything in the format. Um, what is it you think is about Demir? Because it does seem like that's what I was playing. That's what you're playing. I am seeing it matches up so well against all the creature decks. Like I think I only had like 12 creatures in my deck at the end of this
Yeah.
league.
I think I only have maybe 15, 16 creatures. The rest is all instant sorceries. That's
Yeah,
it.
it's hand disruption, it's card
Yeah.
draw, it's removal. Right?
I have
There's
the
not
Dragon Lord Silumgar. I mean, top
me.
end is good.
Yep.
Two
Didn't we have
Treasure
a game
Cruise.
where you Salumguard something of mine and then I
And then you
Salumguard your
took him back.
Salumgar
Yeah.
so that I could legend rule it and put it in the graveyard, but then you got
Yeah,
it
that's
back
good.
with that dumb blue black 3/2 that rebuys a creature or an instant or sorcery.
Yeah.
Uh, have you had a strategy for your losses? Are you going, -1? Are you going the -3s, -4s? What has that been like for you?
When I started, I thought about it and I said I was going to keep plussing until lost 7 or 8 with +2, like plus two,
Hmm.
+2, until I maxed out.
Wow.
But I mean, my plan changed halfway through and I just went 7 when I could. But 'cause I think Pioneer Masters was the right way to go. Like, I think I had to take those to really push the deck forward.
Hmm.
You know, I wasn't a huge fan of Neon Dynasty, like for my deck in like terms of cohesion.
Yeah.
So I try to stay away from that. Like,
Interesting.
yeah.
Um, I want to talk about this a little bit because I had the opposite strategy. I didn't have the opposite strategy, but I don't think I really -1. I was on the +2 -3 train or the +2
Okay.
-4 for Chandra. And my deck really felt like it was missing a lot of those key Pioneer Masters cards. Like I never opened a Treasure Cruise, not the whole league. And man, every time Treasure Cruise got cast against me, I got a little salty and I felt bad. And I was like, why don't I have a dumb Treasure Cruise? Like people got like 3 and 4 of those things. I never opened the 3/2 blue black guy that returns an instant or sorcery
Oh,
because um, I was trying to, it's War of the Spark. I +2 and then I'd minus down for that double pack. That's what I wanted. I
yeah.
chose the double and triple packs over the Pioneer Masters, and I feel like it was the wrong choice. I feel like those other sets, even the good packs, like my last pack, right, was Chandra -4. Look at 3 packs. Can you guess how many cards I added to my deck out of those 3 packs?
Zero.
I added 2. One was a
Okay.
land, and one was a learn lesson.
Okay.
One was like one was a lesson. Um,
Right.
so like, yeah, I added it to my sideboard. But um, I really feel like you wanted to be playing Pioneer Masters here, and you didn't want to be. I wanted to play Strixhaven. That's my problem. I want to play
Yeah.
Learn Lessons, right? Like I got Murmuring Mystic. Every one of these learns is a lesson. That's 2 birds. That's two one
Yeah.
birds. Like that's fuel for my fire. But it doesn't matter because I don't have Treasure Cruise and I don't have the dude that gets back Treasure Cruise, so you can do it again. Like that's what it felt like to me. I feel like I did the wrong thing. Um, Not that I didn't have fun. I did have fun. At the end when I was like, I feel like my deck's good, and then I played you, who's also playing blue black. I'm like, your deck's just better. Like you have these cards I don't have, and it's really hard for me to compete with those things. Um, I don't know. I don't know why I'm just ranting and raving. It says I got knocked out this week, and I'm still feel bad about it. Uh, but I do think blue black is the hotness right now. It is the
Yeah.
thing. It's like you're on it, I'm on it. I watch Richard play it. I'm watching a lot of people play blue black. Um, and my deck matches up so good against non-blue black decks, and then I play three blue black decks this week, and I just can't. I can't compete. I can't. I need to go against the five color gates, but I'm not seeing five color gates anymore.
Yeah, I didn't see
People
that many five color gates in the last week either.
no, people got smart after the two color week when people realized, oh, I don't actually need to play all these crazy bombs, and I don't need to make my mana base bad. Like that's the decision I made is after the two color week was like, I don't need to make my mana base bad and play like mana rocks that don't really do anything and play fixing when I
Yeah.
can just play cards that like matter, like I'd much rather play cards that matter than my Darksteel Ignite that, fixes my mana. That's where I landed on it anyway.
Yeah. I was the same. I mean, my three color deck, I was only playing Play with Fire, three
Hmm.
copies of Play with Fire, and I think the two drop that gets +1 every time you cast a non-creature spell and can scry one.
Oh yeah,
Burning
yeah,
Prophet.
Burning Prophet. Yeah, he's good.
Yeah. Yeah. So
I
I was,
see.
I was mostly in blue black, but a little bit of red.
A little bit. That's the thing. I was mostly blue black as well. I had this week I was splashing bonus sheet cards, Rakdos' Return, because why not? That thing's
Yeah.
great. Turn and Burn, just a nice double card. And then I have an expressive iteration from I think it's Strixhaven. Look at three cards, put one in your hand. You
Oh, yeah.
can cast one, like just good card advantage spell.
Yeah.
The best thing I can do to catch up to Treasure Cruise is something like that. Um, but the blue black does seem to be the hotness. It does seem to be what's going on.
Yeah.
But like you said, you got 2 4-1 weeks in a row. It seems like things are clicking for you. The deck is working out. I know you've been doing your practices because I went back when I sent you the "Hey, come on the podcast" message. The last thing I was up there was a practice match me and you had done a few weeks ago. And I was like, oh, that's right. Kevin beat me real bad with his deck in practice, and I forgot all about it. I think I even said to you, what did I say? Boo boo boo, because I think it's funny. I won't feel bad. I think your deck's nuts. Looked great. Makes my deck look really bad. No treasure cruise really hurts this league. Yep. Still, that was
Yeah.
on 1-4. Still
Still
talking
rings
about
true,
it.
right?
It's just it's such a good card. It's so bad. It feels bad to play blue and to not have that
Yeah. Yeah.
thing. Like it's
Draw
just
three for like sometimes one on a turn is a
yeah.
service
Like
value.
it's so easy to put stuff in your graveyard. Plus, like we're playing spells. I'm putting stuff in my graveyard. Like
Yeah.
I'm gonna draw my three cards eventually. And instead, I'm casting Read the Bones and I'm casting Tamiyo's Epiphany. And like 3 mana to scry two, lose two, draw two. When you're paying 1 mana to draw three,
Yeah.
it feels so bad. It feels
It really
so
does.
bad. Well, again, I want to get back to you and your great league experience. 2 4-1 weeks in a row. 2 3 the being the worst you've done in a week. You're making it to week 6, which is
Mhm.
no easy feat.
First time for me.
First time, first
Yeah.
time week 6 for Kevin Icony, 1993. Been in the league 2 years, making his first week 6. Let me
It
ask you
makes me
this.
sound so bad though.
No, hey man, I haven't week 6 in a long time, and I've won 2 leagues. I can't week 6 anymore. Like this
It
is
wasn't that long ago, wasn't it? The team league that was maybe a
Team
year.
League was the last one I won, but it was the Neo Team League, which was like a year and a half ago at this point.
Oh,
Uh,
okay.
like I only top aided once in the last year, and that was Kanzatar Q was my last top eight.
Okay.
I think I've made it to week 6 maybe once or twice since then, but usually I like go into week 6 at like you know, 10 and 10. Does that sound right? No.
Mm,
15-10. That sounds about
okay.
right. I'll go in on like my death match and then lose my first game in week 6. I'll be like, I go into week 6 like limping in, and I'm like, well, if I go 4-1 or 5-0, I got a shot. And then I always lose my first or second game. I'm like, well, no, I didn't have a shot.
What's the
Um,
cutoff for top eight? Probably like 19, 20?
this is a smaller league, so it's probably going to be 19. There might even be some 18s because this is I want to say this was like an 80-person league. It's 20, it's usually 20 in the 120 people leagues.
Okay.
So it might be a little easier to get in. And I say easy, ain't nothing easy when you're going up against Daniel G. Frisky Hobbit, Jordan M.J. Mtron, Richard K. Preacher, Thomas C. Jamboree, Evan C. Piece of Crab, uh, Ryan M. Rern. Like, these people that are always doing great.
Yeah.
Um, Being your first week six, do you have any kind of strategy? You've surely heard about how crazy week six is now for a long time. And now you're on two color deck. Is there anything you're bringing special this week? Any Kevin surprises?
No, I'm just gonna go in. I'm gonna try to play all my matches if I can and
Yeah.
see what happens, you know.
Play them early, play them
Play them
often.
early, yeah. Get them
But
in and get them out of the way, and then I can cry later on if it didn't.
that's the thing, man, is that like there is, I'm sure you know this from how well you've been doing. And I noticed that whenever I do well, I just feel like I'm getting very lucky, right? Like I feel like
Yeah.
I'm drawing the right cards at the right times. My opponent's getting stuck on lands and having non-games more often. Um, is that how you feel? Do you feel like you've been having a lucky league, or do you feel like, hey, man, I've progressed as a player. All my practice matches have been paying off. Losing to Daniel G and Jordan for years has paid off, and now I just feel like a better player. You know?
I mean, it's a combination of all of it. I feel like luck has a big part to play in where I
Hmm.
am right now, but I think I've improved as a player a lot, and it seems to be helping that.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. And I hope you. I wish you good luck in week six. That's all I'm going to say. Week six is that's what happens in weeks five and six. You know, when you go in the bot and you're like, oh no, not them. I don't want to play them. That's
Yeah.
everybody in week five and six. Like you don't want to play anybody in week five. You're like, oh, everybody that's left is good. Every deck that's left is good. You know, like there are a lot less gimmies in weeks five and six than there are in weeks 1 through 3.
Do you have any advice for week six?
The last time I gave advice for week six, the person did terrible and I felt
Oh
bad.
no.
So I'll I'll just come and clean on the podcast. The last time, I think it was the first time Ryan M. Rern got to week six. I gave him advice. I was like, you got to play all your games right away. Like, the matches dry up quick, which is very true. And you want to get your games. I do think there is an advantage for the people that play on Friday, right? Like, there's a reason why people that only play on Fridays and Saturdays like seem to do really well. I think there is a little bit of an advantage there, but you don't have to play all your games in like the span of 4 or 5 hours. You don't have to play all your games in the like, just on Friday. Just
Okay.
have your games played by like Monday or Tuesday. Like don't wait into the week because it can be really hard to find games after Monday and Tuesday. Um, it's definitely still possible, and like I'm not sure how true this even is anymore because like that was back in the days of like people getting shut out and people being like, I'm not going to play you, sorry, you're beneath me, like I'm
Oh,
not giving you a game. These days people are really nice. People really let you like they'll hold games for you. They'll be like, well, I actually won't play you because I need to play so and so to give them a chance to top eight. Yeah, they have a long road, but they have a possibility, so let's give them their chance. There's a lot more of that these days. Um, the best advice I can give: play good Magic. Don't play tilted. If you play a game, you lose, you're not feeling good. Just take a break for a little while. Like,
yeah.
it's not a race. This isn't Aether Drift. Um, but again, don't wait. Don't wait till Tuesday or Monday to like start looking for matches because it might be too late if you wait that long. Um,
Yeah, I'll probably try to get some in Friday, Saturday right away.
Yeah, and that also like will give you a good idea of what you need to do, right? Like if you lose your first couple and you're like, "Oh man, I got to win out from here," like you can maybe be a little more you can be less strategic, but at least you know what you need to do. And if you win your first couple and then you can be like, "Well, I'm kind of in a good spot. I can kind of maybe even like see who's playing when, try and guess who's in the bot or like I'll look for matches while Jordan's playing cuz that way I don't have to play him." You know, like however you want to do it, you find your way into it.
I'm
Um,
not saying I do that with Jordan, but I definitely do that as well.
I mean, I definitely
Oh,
do
it's
it
in a match.
sometimes.
Okay, time to get into the bot.
Yeah, exactly. If I'm like, oh, it's arena open day, and I'm watching Richard and everybody else stream their opens, maybe I'll go looking for some matches today. You
Oh
know,
yeah.
like uh, maybe I'll give it a shot. Uh, Kevin, I would love to know what is your
Yeah.
favorite set to draft? You're a big drafter. I've seen you try to put out some side events before. What is your favorite all-time set to draft?
Oof, I don't know. I mean, I'm not that big of a drafter. I do maybe a few drafts each set.
Not that big of
Probably,
a drafter. That is
no,
surprising.
not really. No. Every time I try to do the new drafts that come out, or like the older drafts that they bring back,
Yeah, the
like the
flashbacks.
ones I have now, like I suck at them. I go like like maybe 2 and 3, 3 and 3.
Mhm.
I'm like, come on, I can't even can't even break even on these things. I'd probably say Mom. I really like Mom. It was a fun set, the
Yeah,
draft.
Mom was a great set. What
Yeah.
and I got a good follow up. This doesn't have to be about Mom, but what is your favorite color pair to play? Because I saw you talking about your deck in the side server, and you were saying, "Look, I don't play Demir. I don't normally play
I never play
control.
blue. Like I'm so anti-blue as a Magic player. But now I'm like maybe I'm pro blue. Maybe I've been wrong the whole
Come,
time.
come to our side, Kevin. We got cards. We got treasure cruise over here, man. Well, some of us do, and it's a
Yeah.
good time.
I'm a green player, like red green, green black. Like
Yeah.
I'll take that all day.
So you like your big fatties. You like
I
your big
do.
fat creatures. You like your
But
dreadmaws.
maybe I was wrong. Maybe blue is changing me.
Well, here's the trick, Kevin. You take green black and you just throw some blue in there, and
Oh
now
yeah.
you got Saltai.
Sultai is my jam though. That'll take any day of the
Salt
week.
Saltai is like, oh, you get your fixing in green, you get your removal in black, you get your card draw in blue. That's what you need.
Graveyard
That's
interaction, bring things back, bounce
hmm
things around. Oh, so
Yeah,
good.
you get the control side of blue black with the graveyard interaction of green black, and you get the green blue like just draw 1,000 cards and gain
Oh
life
yeah.
for whatever reason. Like green blue's always doing busted stuff. Um, it's a nice time. I like that. I like that.
Yeah,
Um,
me too.
let's talk a little bit about Aether Drift. We talked before the show, and you haven't seen any of the Aether Drift
No, I
spoilers.
haven't looked at any other rules yet.
I am sorry for how bad I'm going to butcher these because I have just glanced at the rules. And they haven't given us all the rules at this point. But you mentioned Mom, and Mom is in Aether Drift. Um,
Oh.
so that is exciting. I know, right? Like they usually don't let us open Mom packs. They decided they were like too
They
good a long
learned from
time
Wilds of
ago.
Eldraine, I think.
That's what it was, right? Yeah, Wilds of Eldraine ruined Mom and Mom packs a long time ago, and ever since then, it's always been like, yeah, you'll have maybe you'll get one Mom pack a league or something.
Yeah.
But okay, and here's the thing: I'm gonna read these to myself as I read them to you because I don't know that I've actually read through the rules because I am confused about one thing, and I'm hoping this clears it up. Welcome to the Gearper Grand Prix. Racers, start your engines. The biggest race in the multiverse is about to begin. You'll be racing from Avishkar through Amonkhet to Muraganda and back. In this league, every match you win represents a checkpoint reach along the Gearport GP course. As you win matches, you advance through the course, traveling from plane to plane and back again, racing to be the first to finish line. This is a big change. It's a race to 20 wins.
Oh.
For this league only, the usual standings will be transformed into a race to the finish line at 20 wins. Throughout the race, racers will be ranked according to their current checkpoint, i.e., total number of matches won, with
Okay.
racers at the same checkpoint ranked by who got there first. OMW is not the first tiebreaker, it's who got there first.
Oh wow.
So Fridays are about to be packed. Holy
Yeah.
cow. Like
The Mardu are coming out.
they really so yeah, this is a race, and they're not even saying I think it's first 8 to 20 wins, or
Wow.
maybe it's just the highest eight ranked, but I guess the first eight would be the highest ranked because they would have gotten there first, right? Like
Is it so first eight based on how many matches you've played? So like you don't have to play them all on Friday, right? You can as long as you I don't know, playing less matches to get the 21st?
it could be. Here's the thing. I haven't totally gotten this my head wrapped around this. um, and like I don't understand punishment packs yet. I don't think they've really told. I think your punishment pack correlates with where you are on the racetrack. I'm looking at the rules
Okay.
document, And there's a racetrack with each win being like the first two wins are in a Vishkar, the next three wins are in Amenkent, the next six wins are in Morganda. So it's like maybe if you lose on Morganda, you open a Morganda set. I don't even know what that
Is
is.
there a Morganda set?
I don't know. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't think there is. Is there an Avishkar set, or is that this?
I'm guessing that's Kaladesh, right? Because they
That's what
changed.
Kaladesh got changed
Okay.
to. Yeah. Okay. Yep. That makes sense. And then there is Amonkhet. I don't. Here's the thing. I don't think they have announced. Let's keep reading. Let's keep reading. Yeah, because up top we haven't gotten what kind of comeback packs we're getting. It's a race to 20
Oh,
wins. Yep. The top eight will be the eight racers who reach 20 wins in the fewest total matches.
okay. Okay.
Yes. So if it might be worth it to entropy or to under, not entropy, but to underplay because it's about getting there in the fewest amount of matches.
Yeah.
Interesting. How does that work? All races are ranked by the total number of matches won, rank one. Tiebreakers are then decided by total number of matches played to reach number of matches, followed by their opponent's OMW is rank three, followed by OMW.
Okay.
Racers stop playing when they hit 20 wins. That's interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So, so the pennant winner is just going to be the first person to 20 wins, or the person who got to 20 wins while playing the least amount of matches.
So
Very,
someone could be done in week 4, possibly be first in the, the rankings in
it's
week 4.
possible. Yeah. Very, I mean, not very possible, but
Not
possible.
very possible, not possible.
Then it looks like there's bonus sheets for each part of the track. That part's still all,
Redacted.
yeah, it's redacted.
Okay.
We can't read the bonus sheets. So like maybe bonus sheets are, maybe that's what it is instead of packs. I still don't see anywhere on here where it says what kind of comeback packs we get.
Hmm.
It just says you'll generate a comeback pack, but it doesn't say what, because I really doubt they're giving us only,
Ether.
yeah, I just can't, I'd be surprised.
Yeah.
But here's the mechanic: speed boosts. Each player gets 3 speed boosts to use throughout the league. Okay. Whenever you lose a match, you can choose to use a speed boost, which means you will get an extra pack in addition to your comeback pack.
Okay. Interesting.
Your boost begins at 0 and it goes up to 4. Every time you lose, you increase your boost by 1. So the way it works is there's 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. The longer you go without doing it, the stronger the pack becomes. Boost on 1 is Kaladesh.
Hmm.
Boost on 2 is Ikoria. Boost on 3 is Lost Caverns on Ixalan. And boost on 4 is March of the Machines.
Oh, wow.
And every time you boost, it goes back down to 0. So
Okay.
if you lose 4 times, you get all the way up to Mom and you use that boost, you go back down to 0. You got to start. You can go Mom, Ikoria because you get 3 boosts.
Right.
Or you can go Kaladesh, Kaladesh, Kaladesh and just start, every lost, add an extra pack and get it right away.
That's interesting.
How do you feel about
If you
these
really want those
sets?
bombs, you gotta have to wait a while.
But then it's like, what's more important, bombs or just extra packs early? Because some people just say, I don't care. I'm going to get a total of this many packs by the end. I'd rather start the league with 3 extra packs of Kaladesh.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I don't know how these, like, Kaladesh is an artifacts matter kind of set. Might work really well. Ikoria, people really love those companions. I'm not sure. And then this is a really fun one. Feature race draft. So basically, they're doing feature match things. Weeks 1 through 4 feature matches. If you win your feature match, you get entered into a team for a special week 5 sealed team event. So if you play the feature matches on Monday and you win your feature match, you get put on a team. Then that's going to be its own basically mega draft. Teams
Oh,
will
that's
divide
fun.
12 packs into 1 pool per player and submit 3 pools. You guys play as a team. Whoever wins, you guys all get free league
Oh, wow.
entries into Dragonstorm.
That's pretty fun.
I think that sounds
The
great.
vibes is feature matches.
Yeah, it incentivizes feature matches, which everyone loves, and
Yeah.
people love the Valgavoth thing. This is just going to be
Oh
another
yeah.
one of those.
That's pretty cool.
And then we're gonna get more. We're gonna get more rules as we go on. I think it sounds really
There's
great,
what,
really
one
cool.
more set of rules to come out, and
Yep,
then
the
that's it.
the bonus sheet thing, and
Okay.
um, it looks like we're doing more bonus. Again, I don't know if those bonus sheets. It looks like it's gonna be about where you lose on the track.
Hmm.
Um, but again, I still don't know what kind of comeback packs we get. Maybe I'm just missing that in there. But Aether Drift's coming up, Kevin. Get excited.
I'm excited. Well,
Good.
not that excited, but I'm excited.
Not that excited, he
Yeah.
says.
Well, this set looks very, I don't know, babyish.
I haven't looked at the set much. I don't know. That's the thing is I
Like
wanted a fun.
OTJ, like it's really
It's
like
goofy, right?
cowboys. It's
I
goofy.
I wanted a fun race set, and this is more of a goofy race set.
Yeah.
Like I wanted something more akin to Dragon's Maze, almost maybe. I think
Okay.
MTG Goldfish podcast really talked about it a lot. How they're like, it feels like an unset. These days, they just print joke cards because they can, or like they didn't used to just make everything a joke or a pun or a meme or a callback to something. But these
Even
days,
the mechanics seem so like jokey, like max
yeah.
speed, exhaust.
Yeah, start your engines. And it's like, yeah, I get it. They're all in cars. You got Loot and Jace hanging out. I guess I don't know if Jace is there. Loot's there, but if Loot's there, isn't Jason Fresca there? Like, aren't they a team? I don't know. I can't follow the stories like I used to. They don't make as much sense
Yeah.
either. But we did get some league questions for you, Kevin. Are you ready for your questions?
I'm ready. Let's go.
All right. As this is from Evan C. Peas of Crab, as someone who seems to understand the importance of family, which of the new Capenna families would you most want to join? And I guess which of the Gear Per Grand Prix teams would you want to race with?
Oh, new Capenna families. I'd probably go with the Riveteers, just for the
Hey,
colors. I like the colors. Jund.
I was, of course, the leader of the Riveteers. We'd be happy to
Oh,
have you, Kevin.
wow. Yeah,
All
definitely
right.
Jund. Love it.
I love it. Yeah, Jun's a good. When in doubt, Jund him out.
Red,
Um,
black, and green. See, there's my three again.
Our next question comes from Richard K. Preacher. What's your favorite food that grows on a tree?
Um, I'm guessing it's gonna be a fruit.
Hey,
I don't know what.
it could be I don't know. Could be a bird maybe that doesn't leave a tree. I don't know. Just food.
Let's say cherries. I like cherries.
Ooh, I like cherries too. That's a good
Yeah, I
one.
think I'll go cherries.
Cherry tree. For a second I was like, did cherries come from a bush? No. George Washington chopped down a cherry tree, right?
Yeah.
Uh,
I don't know what else grows in a tree, honestly.
bananas, coconuts. That's really all I got. I'd have to think about it more.
Apples, pears. I don't know. Some type of
Yeah,
fruits.
there you go. That sounds good. Our next question is from Damien S. Buttcrack Magic. Who between these five would you resemble the most or identify with the most? Kevin Bacon, Kevin Costner, Kevin Durant, Kevin Hart, Kevin Jonas.
Oof. There's a lot of big Kevins there, eh?
Yeah, it's a lot of good Kevins.
Um, I'm gonna go Kevin Jonas. Yeah, let's go Jonas Brothers.
I like it. Any reason why you chose Kevin Jonas?
Because everyone forgets he's a Jonas brother. I don't know. There's no reason.
Uh, our next question comes from Lata. I know you're gonna have a good answer for this. What's up with your new profile picture? She just got used to you mentally. She just got used to mentally categorizing you as the West Ham United guy in North America.
The new profile photo is for Ether Drift.
Yes,
Fast and Furious, you gotta go fast.
you got Vin Diesel on there from Fast. That's one of my
Yeah.
favorite things about this league is the when these leagues do happen, how everyone changes their profile picture
Yeah.
to some weird thing that involves
To
their
match what's going
yeah.
on. OTJ, everyone had the cowboy hats on their avatars.
Yeah, everyone had the cowboy hats. Everyone had like weird fun detective stuff when we did the animals.
Yeah.
Everyone was an animal. Like that stuff's great.
Yeah. So Vin Diesel's here for a little bit.
Our next question is from Logan J. Numbskull. His first two questions are about how you did so well. I feel like we covered that. But do you have any tips for a lowly player like himself? Now that you've had a good league, maybe you've struggled, but you got there, Kevin. What advice do you have for others that are struggling?
Gosh, I can't give advice. I'm just getting lucky this one.
Hey, get lucky is advice.
I guess that is an advice, but um, what I have done differently this league, though, I take my time when I'm doing my turns. Like I'll review the whole turn and see like, oh, do I do this first? Do I do that first? Do I tap this? Like I take my time and I review what's going on. Normally, like when I'm playing, I'm like very fast. Click, click, click. Okay, go next.
Hmm.
This time, I'm like kind of like focusing on what I should be doing, and it seems to be helping a lot more. I don't know if
That's
that's good advice, but
no, that's great advice because
because
I
you
find
watch some of the
myself,
other players like Jordan or Richard, like they take their time. They're
yeah,
thinking and
yeah, I have a habit of playing too fast sometimes, and I know what I'm going to do 2 turns before I do it, and I forget that the states change in between the time I made my choice of what I'm going
yeah,
to do next turn and what the opponent did, or like maybe I didn't read that card as closely as I should have that my opponent just put out, or like that is good advice. Take your time, assess what's going on.
yeah.
And a follow up from Logan. You just got rescued from a deserted island. You've been stranded in for a month. What's your first meal gonna be?
Oh, first meal gonna be. Oh man, I'd probably say some tacos, some good
Ooh,
tacos.
that's a good choice.
Yeah.
I
Maybe
like
like
that.
some pulled pork tacos, a little bit of pico on there, guacamole. Yeah, I think yeah.
That sounds great. Uh, Chris R. Sinkwater would like to know any tips for getting the most out of practice matches? You're a man who plays his practice matches. Um, what do you usually take away from those games?
Um, it's really just to see how my deck is playing out and how it handles itself. So when I'm playing with it, like I kind of see what it does and like how I should be playing with it. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Like, or sometimes I'll be like, I'll have a card in there. I'm like, well, why did I have this in there? Like, it didn't do anything for the couple practice matches I used it. So I'll take that out and replace it, and then I'll try another practice match,
Mm-hmm.
and then we'll see how that goes, and so on, until I tweak it to where I want it, and I see how like it should be played.
Yeah, yeah. You find the little tricks.
Yeah.
Um, I always try to catch the mistakes. Like I would play in a practice match and like my deck hit 250 cards way faster in this league than other ones. So like I usually
Hmm.
just cut stuff from the bottom. I cut
Yeah.
all my lessons. I didn't realize that till,
Oh yeah.
till I did a practice match and I was like, man, my learn cards are not doing anything for me. It's like, good thing I played this practice match. I can like fix this before I it's
Yeah, you,
madness.
you misread a card, you're not used to it, and then you're like, oh wow,
Yeah.
I've been playing that wrong the whole time.
Right? Like, oh, okay, yeah, we'll fix this for the real ones.
Yeah.
All right, Kevin. So you are known to play your practice matches. You're always out there playing them. And like I said, me and you, I feel like we meet up a lot. But Eric S. Smitty, not Smite, would love to know who is your practice match rival? Who you playing with the most and
Oh,
really caring about those games?
that's easy. Definitely Dan, the
Dan
beatdown bringer.
beat down Bringer. Oh
Oh,
my
we play
gosh.
so much.
Dan's good for like 5 practice matches in a row
Oh
sometimes.
yeah, yeah. He'll be like, I have a different build I want to try. And I'm the same, like, so we'll play like at least three or four.
Yeah, no. Dan's a great person to practice with because he'll be like, I want to play again. How about now? Let's go again. I'm like, okay, cool. Like
And
I'm
he's
not.
good, so you're getting
Oh yeah.
real practice.
Oh yeah. Dan's real good. And here's the thing. Dan's a great guy. I met Dan. He eats some tacos just like you. Dan's one of the nicest there is. So, all right, we heard it here first. His practice match rival, Dan A, the beatdown bringer. Watch out, Dan. You got a new rival. Dirk, Bacon Blue would love to know, do you have any magic hot takes?
Magic hot takes. No, I don't know. I don't think
No.
so.
Yeah, do you hate loot? Do you
No, I
do
love
you
loot.
do
I
you
actually really
like
like loot.
standard? You like loot? I think liking loot might be a hot take.
Oh, what?
Maybe I
Really?
don't know. I don't know. I don't follow what's going on with loot enough. I know some people like him and some people don't.
I played with him in Foundations. I like him. Okay. um, I don't really like constructed. I mean, I get it. Some people like it. I don't really like it. I like Commander. I'll do Commander.
Who's your commander?
Oh, I have too many.
Who's your no? Who's your
I have
go-to? Your
too.
first. You have a true love at
Oh,
Commander.
Smeagol, the
Schmiegel.
green black. Every time you tempt, your opponent mills a card until they mill a land, and then you get the land. So it's like super ramp, and then I like play like a card like Rise of the Horde or Rise of the Undead, whatever. The nine
Sure.
cost,
Yeah.
bring all the creatures back.
Yeah, because
I
you've
would have a
already
bunch
filled
of
their
creatures after milling
graveyards.
them, and just boom.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
cool. I like that. That's fun.
well, he's fun.
Is that a commander card? That was because there was a Smeagol in the set too. Were there multiple Smeagol's?
It
I
was
can't.
it's the one in the Lord of the Rings one. The
Was it in
helpful
was it
guide.
in the set?
Yeah, Smeagol the helpful guide. I
Oh
think.
yeah, is that the one there?
It,
It's like where it attacks. It which isn't that
no,
what
not that one.
that's
That's
a different one. Okay.
yeah. There was a lot of different versions of cards in that set.
Uh, our next question comes from Jamie W. Jamie, his local stadium is Millwall. How does he get his son to support West Ham without getting beaten up?
He probably gonna know better than I do. I mean, he lives there. No one in Canada knows who West Ham is, though.
No, West Ham is that's a English soccer team, right?
Yeah, English Premier League soccer team. Definitely not one of the top six that everyone knows, like Chelsea, Man U,
Hmm.
Man City. They're at the bottom, always at the bottom. No, they're doing better in recent years, but
Hey, it's always fun to root for an underdog, isn't it?
yeah.
Well, we don't know how to help you, Jamie. But Kevin is the resident West Ham expert, as far as I know. So,
The North American resident expert.
in fact, our last question is also about West Ham, also from Dirk Bagan Blue. How comfortable are you with West Ham being the antagonist in Ted Lasso?
Oh, I'm okay. That's a good show. Have you seen that show?
I
Ted Lasso?
actually have not seen Ted Lasso,
Oh
and
my
Dirk
goodness.
does say if you haven't seen watch it, you should. I've heard nothing but good things. My problem is I don't have Apple TV. Um, I gotta find a way to watch it. I gotta
Yeah, I think I
sit.
got it for like a month, binge watched it, and then just canceled the subscription.
But I hear it's great. I liked Jason Sudeikis. He's a great actor. I've heard
Yeah,
nothing but good things, so I should watch it.
it's a very good show. Yeah,
And West Ham antagonists, so they're the bad guy.
the bad guys. Yeah,
And so your team is, which isn't even a good team,
I
are the
know.
are the bad guys in
It's kind
this?
of weird.
That's not fair. That's not fair. It'd be like if they made a team on the NFL and it was like, the Browns were the bad guys. It's like, no, you make the Chiefs or the Patriots
Okay,
or
they're
the
not that
Cowboys.
bad. Maybe more like the Patriots or something.
Okay. Patriot. Well, Patriots were good for a long time.
Exactly. Just like West Ham, they were good for a long time. Not so good anymore, but
But you still root for them because that's the kind of guy you are, Kevin.
that's
You,
it.
you stand by your team. You stand by your deck. You're going into week 6. You got your bonus cards. Are there any good ones in there? You happy about that?
Yeah, there's some good stuff in there for week
Yeah.
6. Yeah.
Oh, those bonus cards, man.
The blue black Spectre thing, 2/3
Oh,
flyer.
Night Vale Spectre. So good.
Oh yeah, very good.
That's great.
Yeah.
Just remember, you don't get to cast them like it's any color, like they say now. If you're playing blue black and they're playing green white, and you exile a white card, you gotta also exile a plane so you can play it.
Oh, that's true.
It's
Yeah.
it's a little different. But
I'm
that
okay
was
taking lands too, though. Lands
yeah,
are
that's the
fun.
thing. Yeah, most of the time I'm like, yeah, I'm happy to take your lands. Like that's. I was playing some
Yeah.
cube last night. Killed my opponent's land after land. I think it was Decadent Dragon I had. I was like, yeah, I'm happy to play their lands. It's great. It's great. Well, Kevin, I want to wish you luck going into week 6. Like you said, you've never made week 6. You've never top 16. You've never top 8'd. You got a lot of chances to hit a lot of goals here, and I'm gonna be rooting for you. I love to see, people who've been in the league for a long time, well known residents of the Discord doing well, and I want to see you. Top 16, if not top 8, if not mega draft, Kevin. I want to see it.
Thank you, John. I'll do it for you. I'll get there.
Yes, do it just for me, and then tell Dan, hey, you know what? Thanks for the practice matches, but I did this for John for Goku, okay? Because he said I could be a good Riveteer, and he was honest about it.
That's it.
All right, Kevin. Well, good luck out there, man. Good luck the rest of the weekend, and I can't wait to see you in another practice match. I know me and you will have another one before too long. We seem to always run into each other.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
Yeah, man. Good
Have a
luck
good
out
one.
there. Again, Kevin's a great guy. He's been on before. He'll be on again. Check out his side events. He tried to get the casino side event going. It didn't take off, but he's always working on some kind of wacky, weird side event, and that's the kind of thing that I really like and that I really enjoy. Are the weird, the wacky, and Kevin's down. Kevin's down for it. Kevin's going to watch his West Ham soccer, and he's going to play some good Magic. Watch out for his red-green decks. Although, you know what? I'd say he plays Control pretty well. Guy knows how to play Control. Guy should maybe accept a little bit of blue in his life. A little bit of card draw. Yeah, the removal's not as good, Kevin. We got to tap things down. We got to enchant them. It's not as good. But we're going to draw so many cards. We're going to draw so many cards along the way. It's barely going to matter that the removal's bad, right? You hold up your counter, you hold up your bounce, you play the thing, and you draw your cards, Kevin. I really hope Kevin does well in Week 6. Good luck to you out there, Kevin. And good luck to everyone who's in Week 6. It's hard. It's hard to make Week 6. It was hard to make Week 5. Magic's a hard game, and this server, the caliber of people, it's just phenomenal. We talked about it last week in my interview with Jeremy, but it's something to remember that, even if you're not doing well or even if you're losing, how many people in this server do you know, played on the Pro Tour or they go to these big events, SCG cons, and win big things? How many times do you see these guys win the $2,000 or the $1,000 or the buy a box? The competition level here is high. So do well, do what you can, but don't be discouraged because it's tough, right? It's the best of the best. And if you can do well here, man, you go to your local game store, you'll be a god. You'll be Oketra. Okay. What's Goku rambling about now? I want to thank everyone for listening to the show. I think the way Aether Drift is set up, I think we might get another Pioneer Masters show next week, because Aether Drift doesn't start until the 12th. Yeah, so next week's not kickoff. Next week is another Pioneer Masters episode. Get ready for that. Get excited. Get in the bot. Play your practice games. Go play some practice games against Kevin, but not too many. He doesn't want people to know about his deck too much. I don't want to talk to him about it, okay? And we'll see everybody here next weekend. Until then, I hope you get to keep a good 7, because you want to see Treasure Cruise in that opener after a bunch of self-mill and card draw and removal, right? Oh, how good is that going to feel? And I hope that Scheffler's in your favor, because you don't want to see 4 Treasure Cruises in your opener. In fact, you draw into Treasure Cruise. That's kind of the best thing it does, right? You draw into it turn 7, turn 8, when you already got a ton of stuff in your graveyard because you've just been playing the game. You get rewarded for playing the game. How good does that feel? And we'll see everybody here next week for Pioneer Masters Week 6, everybody. And I guess this is going home.